to the Truth Be Told podcast. I'm your host, Pat.
I'm your host, Fred.
And today we're going to cover Pandora box.
Pandora's box.
What is Pandora box? What's the meaning of that? Like what give me some idea of what we finna cover today.
Pandora's box is a mythical box that deals with people going beyond their comfort zone and struggling to get back to where they started from, and it's sometimes never getting back. So when we talk about Pandora's box, we talking about those things that take you outside of your comfort box. Everybody lives in a box. With the people you hang around, it's only so many people you hang around per day, per week, per year. That's yours box. Whenever you venture outside of that box, when you get new friends, you're going outside of your box, especially with their habits and what they're doing. And whatever they're doing comes back on you. So whenever you open Pandora's box, when we talk about Pandora's box, we're talk about opening that box and finding the struggles to even try to get back. Some people never, ever get back.
Okay, so now everybody have this Pandora box.
Everybody's got a box. Okay. We're all in a box.
Okay. So it's all about how you intake what you put in the box, or do everybody have this same start? What's in the Pandora box? Like, do we build it up over time, or once you're born, it's kind of like this is your box. You can fill it up how you want, or
right. Okay. Yeah. So it's not like you start off with a box. Everybody got the same box. No, your box comes from your experiences, the things that you do, the people you hang around. All that's in your box. Like maybe you say your inner circle. So if your inner circle, that's those you hang around. Your box is everything you hang around and everything that you do, where you work at, people you communicate with, what you do and what you don't do. If you're a partying boy, that's part of your box. But if you don't party, that's part of your box. Like certain things, like celebrities get to the point where you may get one and all of a sudden you get these swingers. That's outside of somebody's box. I mean, it could be in your box, but it may be outside of my box. And the only problem is, think about what happens if somebody says, you know what, I'm a swinger. And all of a sudden gets you to be a swinger. Now you may not, oh man, it's immoral, I don't do that kind of stuff. But if you step outside of your box and expand your box to include all the other swingers, now your circle has changed. Now you got more people in your circle. So now what's going on is, how is your body and your mind is going to react? See, we don't know how our body and mind going to react to the situation. Because in our box, our body and mind are in unison. They all going to work the same. If I'm sitting around in my box, if I don't do drugs, I don't do drugs. If I don't drink, I don't drink. Whatever I do, I do. That's it. But if I step outside of my box, I got to ask myself, do I like it? And if I like it, that means I'm going to stay outside. Now my box has gotten larger. And with my box getting larger, the things that I put into it has also come inside my box. So now I'm subject to everything that's outside of the box. And if you notice, that's why most people, and we were talking about swing, this is the only part because the box considers a lot of stuff. Now, if you're talking about the swingers part, think about if you get out there and then all of a sudden you like what you're doing, then all of a sudden it breaks up your marriage. It breaks up your relationship. Why? Because you want to keep doing what you're doing. And therefore, you know what? If you open Pandora's box, that mythical box that says if you gain information or you do something different, it becomes a part of you. And when something becomes a part of you, that means you have to deal with those consequences that come with it.
Right. So, yeah, I'm gonna ask you, man. You said so you can't overflow your box.
Man,
there's no limit on how you could. The top log just be able to put that top on there.
Okay, you can't overflow the box, but you can keep expanding the box. Think about expanding like the distance of the world.
Okay.
It just can keep growing and growing and growing. And the more it grows, the less control you have on it. So that means the less things that you can do to actually control. Like, say, for example, I can control my finance because I'm in my box. But there's certain things that I'm going to do for my money. But if you go out and let's say I'm expanding on different things, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing illegal stuff, I'm doing this. Now I'm not, as far as my box keep on spending, I'm making more money, but I'm losing control. Because now I can say, you know what? The police can pull up on my door. And then all of a sudden, I lose my freedom. I lose my freedom and my money.
So it's kind of like a situation where you don't want to walk with too much than you can carry. So like you mentioned, with money, say I get a better pay or whatever. I'm able to control my finances now. Like I'm doing good, my bills paid. He said I have a nice ride. Right. I can look at the bank account. Okay, this is how much money I have, and I have these bills coming out every month.
Right.
So you just say my tax bracket changed. Like seriously, like you said, I hit the lottery or something. So now I'm a millionaire. Now that box is expanding, but sometimes it's okay to have a small, medium, right, large, but the extra large to push you too far where you can't keep up.
You can't keep up with it. Now, if you think about that money, think about the low you say hitting the lottery, right? Think of why most athletes become broke after making all those millions. Is because their box has expanded so much that they've lost control and they're letting someone else control part of the box. And that's why people be stealing their money. But if it was right here and we got a little small amount of money, man, I'm checking my light bill, checking my gas bill, I'm checking every bill I have. I'm finding a way to make sure I can reduce the bills to maintain. But when you have so much and my box has become too large, I need other people to help me manage my box. And nobody manages your box better than you.
That when you fall short, that when you get calls and say this been took out, they reporting it like, well, I thought such and such paid on this supposed to be done, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I told my accountant to cover this for the year.
Yeah.
Come find out he just covered for 6 months and pocket other ass. So like you said, now your box, the Pandora box is very important for the key. Make sure you keep it to a size where you be able to maintain.
Yeah, and be weary of things that you bring into it, the people you bring into your box. Remember one thing, whenever somebody brings something into a box, you can't just take it out of the box. Now, most people say, okay, man, you know what? That's my friend. It's not my friend. I'm just going to kick them out of my box. But the only problem is, what did they leave behind in the box? We think just getting rid of them is going to make my box come back. But no. What did they leave behind? The things, the thoughts, the ideas is left in your box. And because you're doing all this part, you thinking that you're all clear, but you're not. Think about all those, if you think about a woman that dates a drug dealer, right? She's thinking like a drug dealer. Even when he's gone, she still thinks like a drug dealer. She's thinking about how can I get quick money? See, therefore, that becomes in your box. Now, what are you willing to do for that quick money? Like most people like, oh man, he was selling them drugs. Now, what you selling? Maybe you ain't got the drugs, but what are you selling to get that fast money? See, sometimes we open up that box. It's that horror thing that comes out that we can't control anymore. So I'm looking at the aspect of Pandora's box. I'm looking at every aspect of life. This has nothing to do with just drugs. It has nothing to do with how to sit around and you got the money you sell in your body. It has nothing to do, or has all things to do with everything. Because if you limit it to one thing, you don't understand Pandora's box. A whole lot of things can change if you keep on expanding that box, doing things you won't or you wouldn't normally do.
So now we covered Pandora box. It could help you. It could help you sum up a lot of things. For example, it could change your personality. It can change really everything about you. So everything. Like you might be one person with when your box is smaller than when it's large. Not everybody don't know you. You totally different. Like so that when people come take advantage, kind of like MC Hammer situation.
Yeah, because like this. Remember, we all got these sayings, and nobody actually understands those sayings. Remember, it says, if you sleep with dogs, you come up with what? If you sleep with dogs, you have fleas. You come up with fleas. That says they left something behind. So if you're doing something that other person would do, because think about it, sometimes you get caught up doing things that the person that you were with are doing. You start to think the same way they're thinking. You start to do the same things you're doing.
Like
so that, but you don't know what happened only because you open up your box to that. And when you open up that box, it's hard to close it back. So therefore, when the next person you meet, you're still thinking like the old person because they didn't go away. And then you get to the new person. Then all of a sudden he goes and he gives you something. All of a sudden now you got this information. You got that information. You can't throw this information away. Because once you know it, you know it.
I'm talking investment. Making wealth with the cryptocurrency. Nothing to lose like a Marlowe.